Hi everyone, this is an overview video about MindDrawPlay application where I will briefly explain different windows and options. And the key idea of this application is translation of brainwaves to various sound and visual spaces, flows, controls, and also simple games. And basically there are 4 main windows in this application which are used for different translations, and also a window with statistics. You can also use wave generator instead of real EEG data, and also stream some brainwaves data to external applications, and also choose a picture folder. And I will start with my MyndPlay window, and this window is responsible for sound translation and for visualization of brainwaves flow. And I will just turn on camera now to show the device which I'm using, which is MindWave NeuroSky. And the idea is that here the brainwaves are translated to music, and this music is based on samples from tank drum or hang drum, and different tones are related to different frequencies. And I will not explain exactly how it works here. In the specific video I will do it. And just to mention that there are different parameters which user can control manually, and some parameters can be tuned to attention, like volume and duration of tones. Also can be used as meditation. And the idea then, if you're more focused or more relaxed, the tones will be longer and louder. Also, there are some additional options, like to change sound samples depending on interval of attention, and usage of background tones. And the background image also can be just from a folder of images, and they can be filtered with simple effects like a blurring. And then the picture is more blurred when you're less focused, and changing of color tones. And also picture can be changed if your attention or meditation overcome a specific border value. And therefore you have both translation to sound and to visual flow behind it. Okay, now I will go to a second window, which is MindDraw. And in MindDraw you can use brainwaves as a brush for drawing, and the idea is just projecting your brainwave signals amplitude to your brush when you move your mouse. In this window you can also see plots with attention meditation changes and relative power, like expression of different frequencies. And therefore you can observe how your actions on applications changes dynamics of your waves. But also in this window you can use simple games, like for example puzzle gathering game, when there are fragments of a picture, and the puzzle will be more complete if you're focused enough. And then another picture will appear. Another game is go through, and here idea is that there is an item, and this item goes through the space with obstacles, these lines, and the speed of movement of this item and the obstacle size, they depends on how much you're focused or relaxed. There is also sound translation. When item hits the obstacle, there is tones playing. And this is a prototype for a game with like a 3D over space, where will be some usual player controls and some space properties which will be changing depending on your brainwave patterns. And another game is related to finding like a same two pictures in a set of 15 pictures, and they're all blurring depending on your attention. So when you're more focused, they're less blurred, and it's usually easier to find the same pictures. Okay, so now I will go to another window, which is MindDrawPlay, and this window also has left and right panel to choose pictures, and there are three flows. First one is a color overlay, and here there is a main picture and overlay picture, and depending on your attention, the transparency of main picture will change. So when you're more focused, you will see a main picture is more clear. There's also color change, and the flow is activating because of the border, and when your attention is higher than this border, then overlay picture become main picture, and the new overlay picture is randomly chosen. This is first flow. Another flow is dream flow, and in dream flow the idea is that visual space is filling with fragments of another picture, and the speed of their appearance is dependent on attention. It can be also fixed, but you can link it to attention. And this drops mode shows that new picture appear from small fragments, and the speed of these drops grow also can be linked to attention. So when you're more focused, these drops will grow faster. There are also different additional parameters which can control these flows, like using, for example, polygon mask, and in this polygon mask number of points can be controlled by attention. And yeah, if you turn on off drops mode, then the whole visual space is filling, and there is a parameter like area which determines how bigger fragments of a new picture appear. So you can also link it to attention, and then if you're more focused, the fragments will be bigger. There's also multi-mix mode when there's fragments of not a single picture but of a set of pictures, and the size of this set also can be controlled for attention, which means then when you're more focused, you will see like fragments of 2, 3, or like small number of pictures, and if you're not focused, you will see a feeling of a bigger size of this picture set. And third flow is a puzzle gathering, which is simple to in MindDrawPlay, in MindDraw window, but with more options. So you can change the size of the fragments, and also change the rate, how fast they're changing, and the border when the puzzle will be complete. So for example, now it's 77, and then it's changing for another one. Okay, so the last window with interaction is MindGL, which is based on OpenGL flow. And here our idea is there is a simple visualization with an object, and this object's scale changing depending on attention. So when you're more focused, it's bigger or closer to you, and when you're not focused, it's going far from you. And there's also like rotation speed of this space, which also linked to attention. So when it's less attentive, then you have object is moving far from you, and when you're more focused, it's closer, and texture flow is also slower. There's also some additional parameters like transparency of this window and some sound modulation, but I will tell about it in a specific video. And so the last window is statistics, which provides you with a simple statistical representation of data from recorded session. And here basically you have histograms with representations for different brainwave frequencies and attention meditation levels. Also chart plot with parts of different frequencies expressions for the session, and you can choose a specific interval of the session, so you can see, for example, how your brain patterns was in the beginning of session and in the end, and you can compare also sessions between, and this gives you like a simple overview of changes of your brainwave patterns. So I think this is all for this short overview, and more detailed I will explain different windows in specific videos.